tune in to see the 8 clubs battle it out to be crowned the NBL champions. Visit nbl.com.au for more information. Keep up to date with the stats and behind-the-scenes news from the NBL Blitz by liking the NBL on Facebook. And post all your photos from the NBL Blitz on Instagram using the hashtag NBL Blitz to share all of your snaps. Don't forget to follow at the NBL on Instagram. The Wollongong Hawks are gearing up for one of the most exciting seasons in the club's history, with the return of MVP Gary Irvin combining with the high-flying antics of Jahi Carson. They'll have one of the most explosive backcourts in the game. Coupled with NBL Coach of the Year Gordy McLeod and the leading three-point sharpshooter Oscar Foreman, this is a year you do not want to miss. Season tickets start at just $100 for all 14 games. More information, visit www.hawks.com.au or phoning 02 4229 7722. Ladies and gentlemen, get your official NBL and team gear at the merchandise store located next to the grandstand on Court 2. Work with the team singlets for just $65, so make sure you have your favourite team colours tonight. The NBL value a fun, friendly experience as a priority at all times. If you would like to report any unsociable behaviour, please see with one of the NAB stadium or NBL staff. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to session 3 of the NBL Blitz here at NAB Stadium. It is Neil Barnard here on behalf of the NBL. Welcome to this fine facility here at the NAB Stadium. Who is going to enjoy the action so far here in the NBL Blitz? Make some noise if you've been here and enjoying the action so far. Who wants basketball back in Brisbane? Let's make some noise. Oh, alrighty. We're ready for tonight's great games. Tonight is starting the session with Adelaide 36ers taking on the Wollongong Hawks. This is Adelaide's last game for the tournament, so make sure you cheer them on if you are an Adelaide fan. And of course, cheering on the Wollongong Hawks. Let's start by bringing them out. Wearing number 0 is one of their imports, the exciting Jahi Carson. Wearing number 1, returning to Wollongong this season, is former league MVP Gary Irvin. Wearing number 2 is Tyson Demos. Wearing number 3 is Dominic Crooks. Wearing number 6 for the Hawks is Brad Hill. Wearing number 7 is Oscar Foreman. Wearing number 8 for the Hawks is Kyle Adnam. Wearing number 9 is Luke Jefferson. Wearing 22 is Tim Conrad.
Welcome back to the 2014 NBL Blitz from the NAB Stadium here in Auckland Flower, Queensland, as we continue our marathon session of Day 2. I'm your host, Matt McQuaid, and tonight we have a couple of great games for you. First up is the Adelaide 36ers taking on the Wollongong Hawks, who are making their debut in the league's pre-season tournament. And then we close the day with the Townsville Crocodiles taking on the New Zealand Breakers, which could very well decide. Brad Rosen joining me in commentary, and of course Bruce Bolden as well. That game, as impressive as both those two teams could be, actually could decide who wins the tournament.
New Zealand and Townsville were talking about, yes, absolutely. They were both very impressive last night and got a number of points. and we'll both be looking to continue that on tonight.
Bruce Bolden, and we obviously have to talk about the first session today. Opening up with Cairns were extremely impressive in their performance over Perth, and then unfortunately my so-called marquee game prediction, the Sydney Kings and the Melbourne Tigers, was an absolute fizzer. The Melbourne Tigers, you got me doing it. Melbourne United, and United just flexing.
It was like you shooting from the free throw line earlier today. It was terrible.
United flexing their muscle and just overpowering the Kings, who were without 3 players, but of course United were missing the likes of Barlow and Stephen Dennis.
Well, I think that first game between Cairns, both teams came out with some energy that represented that this is a little bit more than a preseason. We want to establish ourselves in the competition here. Some of the players want to establish themselves individually, and it turned out to be a good game. And we were anticipating the next game between the Kings and the Melbourne United to play a similar game, but it didn't.
It's the national anthem of Australia. The national anthem. So, yeah, just getting back to proceedings here. Both teams just begin their warm-ups. About 11 minutes to go till tip-off. And guys, just want to talk about Wollongong. It's their opening game here at the Loggins Bruton Cup. And let's talk about what happened last season. They made the playoffs in 2014. It was a tremendous second half of the season. They pretty much were giving up for dead and just came through. Beat the Kings, of course. Bruce and I were there for that one in the second to last game of the season to get to the playoffs, and went down in the semi-finals, of course. But they've had some big changes in the off-season. They have a new owner. They've gone away from the community model. They're now privately owned by James Spenceley. He's come in, he's provided leadership, he's provided money, and he's making some really positive changes to what are, the league's sole remaining foundation club, a level of professionalism that they haven't seen. On the court, they lost league MVP Rodney Clark to Belgium, but they replaced him with the pint-sized athletic terror known as Jahi Carson out of Arizona State. And Bruce, you've seen the Hawks. We saw them play in Mossvale, of course, and the Kings did defeat them that game. But what are your thoughts on the Hawks this season?
Well, I think if they can get out and have a fast-paced game, Jahi, he looked like he wanted to get out and run, cause havoc in the transition. If they can do that, and also get the on-ball screen situation with Ballinger, with Oscar Foreman, that's going to be a big part of the offense. If they can do that consistently, they're going to be a very effective team this year.
Brad, Adelaide, of course, we saw them against New Zealand last night. Very disappointing, going down by 12 after being down by as much as 20. And what are you expecting tonight from them? I mean, we know Joey Wright always makes really good adjustments. He's an outstanding coach, and there's a lot of pride in this team, and that was a performance certainly that they'd want to make up for tonight. Yeah,
they'll get out and run. That's what I expect to see from them tonight, and their energy should be at a very high level after last night. Adam Gibson played very minimal minutes due to foul trouble, and every time he was on the court, they looked good. And I think that's something that will be a key for them tonight. Obviously playing against Gary Irvin, who was there last year and helped them get to a grand final. So, that'll be interesting. I thought Jamal Wilson is a good pickup for this squad. I don't think he played at his best last night, but to be fair, he's new and he's going to take a while. But all in all, I'm looking forward to tonight's game. It's a good hit out for both. I really can't say which way I think it's going to go, just purely because both teams can go either way. So it'll be interesting. But oh, geez, I'm watching these warm-ups, and geez, Jahi,
Carson.
Carson, my goodness.
Yes.
He has got some. I mean, you told me he had some.
I did warn you, and I told him.
I thought I was expecting you to say and you told me, but I didn't expect that.
Oh,
my goodness.
Yeah, I don't say that too often about players, but.
Well, I just saw the dunk competition winner.
Wow. I told you, I already put my money on him. I'm just hoping I get some good odds.
And also Brad Hill, and here he is again too. My goodness.
Wow. But talking about Wollongong, Bruce, and actually more about tonight's game, one of the things we talked about last night was Adelaide's real lack of size against the bigger New Zealand Breakers. Tonight, Wollongong coming in without Larry Davidson, and they are, we're pretty much even size-wise.
Yeah.
And they've got that really tiny backcourt. Gary Irvin, of course, playing against his old club tonight for his new and then newer club.
Yeah.
his second stint for.
Yeah.
As Brad said, Adelaide's going to run, but Wollongong, we know they want to do the same. They want to get out transition. This should be a fun game tonight.
Yeah. Well, we've just moved the camera for everyone now so they can see the warm-ups for Wollongong.
Oh, very good.
So hopefully we get a chance here to. Here he comes now. He's going to throw it up.
Here he goes.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. And the thing is with Jahi, he's barely 5'9".
Yeah.
What's wrong with 5'9"?
Oh, sorry.
What are you trying
47.
What are you trying to say?
47-inch vertical leap, which is, that's elite NBA athleticism. Wow.
Yeah, it is. And speaking about how Adelaide like to run, and I think Wollongong is going to be more effective in a running game as well. So I expect it to be an up-tempo, high-scoring game here between the two teams, which is going to fall into the style of play that Jahi Carson like, and even Gary Irvin for that matter.
Well, for me, this is the first time I've seen the Hawks, and I'll be very interested to see how they work with two dynamic point guards that really, by the sound of it, I haven't seen them all, but how both players need the ball in their hand. There's only one ball on the court. So I'll be interested to see how that goes. And what you don't want is, it's your turn, it's my turn, it's your turn. So that can really, and then you've got three other players that don't see the ball. So
Bruce and I have spoken about this, and I'll just let Bruce answer this, talking about two ball-dominant guards.
Well, the game against the Kings down in Mossville, Jahi came out in the first quarter and just went to work. Then he quieted down in the first half, and then at the beginning of the third quarter, Gary Irvin came out and took control and drew the deficit back to about 7 or 8 points. And so it was interesting that one was in who dominated, and then when Carson went out in the second half, Gary Irvin dominated. So I think it's a case where they're both trying to get a feel for each other. So when one is hot, the other kind of takes a back seat, vice versa. So that's going to be interesting. And at the same time,
that can be a positive as well.
Yes.
I know what you mean. So,
yes. But in saying that, you got to also keep Ballinger involved.
Yeah.
Oscar Foreman involved. Other key guys involved in
Brad
the game.
Hills, yes. Absolutely. Yeah.
I want to talk to you a little bit about Brad Hill. Of course, this time last season, Bruce and I were lauding him as a potential Six-Man of the Year contender. Came out at the Blitz, which was held at North Sydney, of course, last year against Cairns, and hit 42 points. Mm-hmm. And it wasn't just that one game. Bruce and I and yourself saw a lot of him in that pre-season. And then he started out the season averaging 21 minutes a game. Of course, Sam Young came in. The 21 minutes went down to 4. And he essentially disappeared off the face of the earth.
Cody Ellis came in as well.
And Cody Ellis, of course, coming in as well. But
he is a very one of those players that needs confidence.
Yeah.
And he really needs that confidence behind him. And when those minutes come down, like any player that plays less minutes, every mistake you make is multiplied because you don't get the minutes to make the 1 or 2 mistakes. If you're playing 25, 30, 35 minutes, 1 or 2 mistakes is fine. You're playing 4, 5, 6 minutes in 2-minute spurts, 1 mistake is massive. So that started to happen. He then started to feel the pressure. The confidence is down. He was a completely different player, where at the beginning of the season, he was doing anything he wanted. So I think Wollongong's a great fit for him. He'll really enjoy playing in this ball program, and it's a good fit for the players around him. I think he'll get plenty of minutes and play well.
Bruce, Mitch Creek had a bit of a tough night last night. You're expecting him to bounce back, particularly with his shooting from the perimeter. He really struggled to get anything going.
Well, I do, because he's got a a season on his belt where he's going to play some minutes this year. So it is really up to him to get out and get going early. You know, he did struggle yesterday with that, but I expect after having that, I'm sure, a conversation, you know, from Joey with the whole team, it gave the players a chance to individually think about the adjustments they need to make today.
Well, Joey's a very good coach, so he will make some adjustments, no doubt.
3 minutes to go till tip-off here, so we're going to run through the current ladder for you in the Loggins-Bruton Cup. Melbourne's big performance against Sydney gives them 8.5 points after 2 games. New Zealand have 6 points after 1, and Cairns 6 points after 1. Townsville 5 points after 1. That's what we talked about. The next game could potentially have a huge bearing on the result. We've got to also
remember Cairns are playing Sydney tomorrow with a very undermanned Sydney team.
That's right.
So that could be,
yeah, don't sleep on Cairns. Exactly. Certainly won't be over after the result of the game, is what we're saying. But it could be. But yeah, Cairns huge chance to steal the title. Townsville with 5 points after 1. Perth 1 point after 1. And I want to point out, officially Perth cannot win the Loggins-Bruton Cup. Their reign of terror in the preseason is done.
Every other 17, hallelujah, they say.
For whatever that's worth. Rob Beveridge used to say to me, I hated winning preseason. Hated it. But, you know, it's hard not to.
Oh, look, they're a different team than they were last year, you know, in this preseason.
Yeah, they definitely are. Yeah, there's no question. Adelaide just with a single point. So they too, you know, the most they can finish with 8 would be, you know, win every quarter of this one, and the game would give them 7 points. So the best they can do is 8. Sydney just with a half a point for that tied quarter in that game against Melbourne, and Wollongong, of course, yet to play. So Wollongong, so really, when you look at this, Brad, Melbourne, probably New Zealand, Cairns, Townsville, there's Perth, Adelaide, Sydney officially eliminated. Wollongong still with a big chance.
Well, it depends what happens tonight, absolutely.
Yeah.
Right now, my personal, and this is completely off the cuff, I think Cairns. Just purely because they were very impressive, and they're playing a very undermanned team in the Sydney Kings tomorrow. So,
okay, both teams go to their benches.
For our listeners, make sure you check out Boddy's blog. He's got a couple of good questions on there, and one of them is name the 4 teams that haven't won the pre-season tournament.
That's right, yeah.
And I tried. I gave him 4, but he hasn't said if they're true, so I don't know.
No, he just gave you that look that he does.
Yeah, he's like, well, you're telling me, aren't you? I'm like, no, you're telling me. And I did throw out United, but he said no. He is including Melbourne as the Tigers.
Yes.
So for our listeners out there, I'm not saying the Tigers have or have not won a pre-season tournament, but it can't be United based on the fact that it's their first season.
The thing is, you know you can cheat because the results are all here somewhere.
No, don't want to cheat.
I gave him those questions. I gave him that question.
There's another word for cheating. It's called Google.
Very true.
My 3-year-old son tells me about it all the time.
Yeah, and actually, I just want to clear something up. There's something I said as a stat that the Melbourne Tigers, they had played the Sydney Kings in the preseason. They never played them at a preseason tournament such as the Blitz. 39 games.
No, you were still wrong.
I know.
No, not giving it to you. No, I'm not giving it to you.
You're not giving it to me? Well, I only bring that up because I received a text from the great Mark Slocum. And
good on you, Mark. I'm with you, Mark. He meant ever, not just in pre-season tournaments. I know he did.
So, just clear that up. Interesting. That was the first time that the Melbourne side, or the Melbourne side, that were formerly known as the Tigers, had played the Sydney Kings in 40 games. Amazing stat. Not surprising coming from the great stat man.
All right, let's hope, no disrespect to any of the previous team in the last game, but that was not fun to watch for that game. Let's hope this is a beauty.
Starters for the Hawks: Carson, Irvin, Conrad, Gruber, Foreman. For Adelaide, it's Wilson, Creek, Montreal, Petrie, and Gibson, and we're underway. Third game of Saturday's session. Straight away inside to Creek. Creek knocks over Gruber. Conrad. I think Conrad flopped, but he missed the shot. Oscar Foreman finds Irvin. Now inside to Gruber. Gruber turns, fires, and scores.
Nice move. it's interesting how they went into him so fast. So,
and now Jamal Wilson putting pressure on. But yeah, you're right, Bruce. Interesting. He was the focal point earlier of that offense.
Well, I think they might be looking to see what DQ can do down there on the block. You know, particularly being fresh out of the Siebel.
Here's Wilson. Now Gibson gets a pick from Petrie. Gibson fires away, short.
Well, you don't want to be going under that screen all night from Adam Gibson. That's not a good move.
They get the O board.
That's better.
Now Gibbo pulls up from the elbow and misses. Rebound Conrad. Here come the Hawks. The explosive Carson. Look at the speed. Carson all the way and scoring them a foul.
We know what he's like out in the break.
Wow.
Pocket rocket indeed.
Well, we've seen a number of, if you say pocket rockets, you know, Kendrick from the Kings and obviously from Cairns, the point guard as well.
Scotty Wilbekin.
Yeah, Scott, thank you. These guys are just dynamite in the open court, but it really comes down to when they've got to run their plays and lead their team. That's the key.
Yeah.
5-0. Now Wilson pulls up and makes it. Great shot, Jamal Wilson, right in Carson's face that time, 5-2.
Well, straight away.
Now they turn it over. Gibson quickly. Montreal flush.
Well, this is telling you what Joey thought of last night's game. Look at the pressure up the court. Yeah, he was not happy at all.
They're up and about already, Brad. But here's Carson. Carson flies to the rack and scores so quick. He's got 5 and the Hawks lead by 3. 7-4. 8:30 left. Now Peach, wide open 3. And that's long. Rebound offensively to Montreal. Now already, definitely, Brad, as you say, the energy levels much improved. Great pass, Gibson. Petrie misses. Rebound, Carson athletically. Now goes behind his back. He's looking to go coast to coast, but he loses it. Tried to do too much.
Exactly.
And Creek is fouled by Timmy Conrad.
Well, already I'm liking this game. This is up and down. Two teams that love to run, and I love the energy that's brought out so far.
About what you said in the pre-game, Brad, in terms of both teams, you're going to see a lot of transition, one feels. Here's Creek. Creek goes in the paint. Nice pass to Montreal. Fumbles it, gets it back, scores.
Just the gamble from defensively there by, I think it was Conrad. You don't need to do that. That just allows the penetration.
You can see a difference in DQ tonight as well.
Oscar Foreman for 3. That's short. Rebound Carson. Carson just attacks the hoop and scores again. He's got 7 of Wollongong's 9.
It's almost a shock when Foreman misses.
Now here's Wilson, misses. Rebound Conrad and steps out of bounds. Sort of lost his footing there, did Conrad.
Not sure if that was an intentional shot, the style by Jamar.
Or off balance.
Yeah.
Here's Gibson. Finds Wilson. Now Gibson again. Now DQ for 3.
Well, he's got that
no good. Rebound Foreman. Here come the Hawks. Gary Irvin stops, pops, and rattles in and out. Rebound Creek, and the 36ers are running. Here's Creek, just goes hard to the rack. Air ball, rebound, fight for it. It's on the floor. Good dive by Anthony Petrie, but the Hawks come away with it. And Gruber was there as well. Now Carson going to the rack, throws up a wild shot, but he's fouled. And Joey sort of saw that coming and was screaming at his players to get back.
Yeah.
I don't know if you can run that fast. These guys are so quick up and down. Even with the ball, they're quick. What Joey is angry here is he thought it was a travel, and that's the call he wanted.
Now Jahi Carson with 7, make that 8.
Similar to the Montreal game.
I just had that thought. I mean, he just was so explosive and went to the free throw line something like 8 or 9 times in the opening quarter.
Yeah.
That's right. He was fouled 5 times, remember?
Yep.
I mean, unbelievable. He's got 9 of Wollongong's 11. They lead by 5. Petrie with a running start against Foreman. That spin move we're so familiar with. And Petrie misses. Rebound Conrad. Conrad crosses over Montreal. Conrad pulls up and scores.
Nice touch.
Nice touch. I don't think it was a wonderful shot in the offense. It was, I think Gordy would be too happy with it, but he made it. Now Wilson comes back and he misses. Rebound Conrad.
Well,
Wollongong is Brad. Wollongong is really looking to push it up every opportunity.
Gary Irvin crossover to the rack, misses. Layup, tip in, good from David Gruber. And we've got a timeout here, and the Wollongong Hawks explode out of the blocks. They lead 15-6 with 6:19 left in the first period. Brad Rosen.
Well, yeah, very impressive from Wollongong. They are pushing the ball up. And Bruce, you mentioned it before, their point guards, they are just looking at every opportunity. And with Conrad, I was lucky enough to have an interview with him at the end of last season when they lost the 3-game series to Perth. And unfortunately, they lost it in 2 games. And I spoke to Conrad and I asked him, what is your plan now? And he said his plan is he wants to be able to get that shot off the dribble and be more consistent with that. And it's interesting to see the first thing he does is get down there and he grabbed it off the rim and busted out. So very nice. And again, Joey's in a similar situation where he was last night, where his players are struggling to get back and cope with the transition of the opposition.
And they're playing hard. They're playing a lot harder.
Much harder. Yeah.
They are. So let's leave that aside. But Bruce.
Well, Jamal Wilson, he just took a quick shot here as well.
Yeah, that's what's happening. There's a lot of quick shots going on.
If they're going to take a quick shot, they got to get back even quicker in transition B.
Especially when it's the point guard taking the shot.
Yes.
Yeah.
He is looking to be aggressive, Jamal. It's not like him sort of to come out and shoot a lot in usual times.
He's usually measured, isn't he, Brad? But tonight, really hyper aggressive from Jamal Wilson so far.
I don't mind it, actually.
Hawks putting on some pressure here coming out of the timeout, leading by 9, 15-6. Explosive start. Irvin defending Gibson. Now Creek launches a 3, and that's short. But we talked about that. Mitch has got to be able to hit the outside shot. Here's Irvin. Gruber. Now Carson. Carson explodes and he's fouled by Petrie. Just lightning fast. And very strong too. You know, look at the build, Brad.
Oh, he's strong.
Very strong build. So it looks like he'll be able to take a hit. He's already shown he's got absolutely no fear of going into the paint with the big boys.
Whoa. Oh yeah, he'd be definitely used to that. You know, with his speed and attacking the basket
and that athleticism. Yeah, absolutely.
It'll be Conrad to inbound to Foreman. Back to Conrad. Down low to Gruber. Gruber just powers inside, misses. Good defense that time from BJ Anthony in the game. Here's Peter Crawford now. Crawford just stops, pops, and misses. Oh, big rebound by Carson, just flew to grab that. Gary Wright screaming for a travel.
Yeah, it couldn't be a travel because it would have been a foul.
Yeah. Now Carson shows Gibson some tricks. Gibson, a world-class defender. Doesn't fall for any of it. Irvin finds Carson, 8 on the shot clock. Carson, he's isolated against Gibson. Just has to jack one with 3 on the shot clock and he misses. Claiming he was hit on the arm, no call. Peter Crawford in transition, now kicks it to Wilson, inside to Montreal. Montreal turns around and scores. And that's the kind of game we expect out of Daquan Montreal. Could score in a number of ways. 15-8, 5 minutes left, and now Gruber goes to the basket and he's fouled.
Gruber's playing very strong down on the block.
Well, they're going to need that all year. Obviously, Larry Davidson is still to come into this team, who's injured, but they're going to need that all year with him. And they've picked up Ballinger, another former Adelaide and coming from the Tigers, but is now United, obviously. Yeah. But they've got a nice crew, and I'll tell you, Gordy knows how to pick his point guards, doesn't he? Wow,
it's an amazing. It's not just Gordy. I think it's Illawarra in general. And you look at these magnificent point guards they've had.
He's in the last 3 years, he's picked 2 MVPs.
He has Clark and
Irving when he was playing for them.
Gary Irvin,
obviously he's gone. He left and went Townsville, Adelaide, back to now Wollongong. But wow,
1 or 2 of the line for Gruber. It's 16-8 to the Wollongong Hawks. Gibson finds Anthony. Anthony going to work against Ballinger, throws it up, misses. Tries to grab his own rebound, but Crawford comes away with it. Nice pass inside to Montreal, and he's fouled.
Nice. It looked like he's going to reverse dunk it.
I thought he was too, Bruce, was watching him.
He looks very different tonight, Bruce. You mentioned it before. Montreal, very active.
Well,
very active.
You can imagine, last night being his first game, might have been nervous. Just quite wasn't settled. They didn't play the best. And I like the fact that he hasn't taken a step back. He's still a server. He's still aggressive. Trying to establish himself, because let's be fair. He'll be judged at the end of this blitz as to you know, his position within the NBL.
Last night, to be honest, he just looked a bit small. But tonight he doesn't. You know, like obviously New Zealand were just that big.
Yeah.
1 or 2 at the line for Montreal. 16-9 in the first period here from the NAB Stadium in Auchenflower. Matt McQuaid, Bruce Bolden and Brad Rosen here with you at the NBL Blitz. Irvin. Hill in the game now. Finds Gruber and now Hill. Brad Hill. Gibson staying right off him. Dares him to shoot it. He fires and he's short. Offensive rebound, Alan Ballinger. Hill kicks it out to Irvin. 10 on the shot clock. Irvin, Hill, Ballinger. 7 on the shot clock. Gruber too far away, takes a running start and he travelled. It was a double dribble or a travel, take your pick.
Just a reminder to everyone, if you get an offensive board, the shot clock goes back to 14. So the reason that felt like a quick shot clock is they only get it to 14 if you get an offensive rebound.
Yeah.
Still not sure whether I'm in favour of that rule or not, Brad. Here's Brendan Teague's baseline jumper, swish.
I have to agree with you because it doesn't reward the offensive rebound in team.
Now Tyson Demos in the game and he's fouled by Tees.
I agree with you both, but also like it keeps the game up tempo. So I don't mind that because what it does mean, obviously, the players have to shoot the ball quicker. So I don't mind that, but Yeah,
but how many times when there's an offensive rebound, they take it back to where they take 20 seconds to shoot the ball. It's always a quick shot anyway.
I guess only at the end of really quarters and stuff, really, you're right.
Anyway, it's just another thing that teams will have to adjust to.
Yeah, of course.
Adelaide in the penalties, so Tyson Demos is shooting 2. And short with the first. Second coming up. And he makes it. 17-11 to the Hawks. 3:46 left in the opening period. Gibson. Seeing Tees on a curl. Tees, nice pass inside. Petrie will finish. Great pass from Brendan Tees to Anthony Petrie, and it's 17-13. And Adelaide have edged back into this. And now Hill loses it, but it's recovered by Demos. Demos looking to go hard to the rack, misses. Throw up a bit of a tough shot there. Rebound Petrie, and Adelaide are running. Here's Tees. Tees to Petrie. Straight away 3. Turns it down. Now goes into the paint. Launches it. Hits it. 17-15.
For our old ball school listeners, he just reminds me of Justin Withers. You know, just that nice short game range.
That is going back in time. Withers playing with the Hawks, then the Sydney Kings. For a time, and Wollongong throw it out of bounds, and 17-13. 9-3 run. 17-15, I should say. Check that. Here's Crawford. Nice pass inside to Petrie. He finishes strong and ties it at 17.
Petrie looks very good tonight. He was a bit injured, we heard yesterday, and he didn't seem to be moving as well as he is tonight.
9-1 run by Adelaide here. 2:27 left. Scores tied at 17. Here's Demos going left, and he travelled.
Well, their offense looks stagnant, and they're 2 and 3 feet outside the three-point line, and they're going nowhere. And both Tyson Demos and Brad Hill have come on and really given nothing, so they really need to make that energy and lift.
Peter Crawford fakes it. Now shoots from 15, banks it, no good.
Good look, just couldn't finish it.
Rebound Hill, he's pushing it up the floor. Adelaide are back in numbers.
Ooh,
Hill just keeps going.
Move.
Right up is good.
That's what he needs to do.
And that's the slashing Brad Hill we've talked about, Bruce.
And he liked to be in the open court handling the ball because he's got good dribbling skills, as he showed just now.
That was a super move. Just crossed over Tees and just went to the rack and finished. Check that, Crawford. Great play.
We've just got Joey Wright walking in front of us, and he could not be more. He's opened his arms to say stretch, and what he's saying is sag off Brad Hill. Don't let him get penetration. Stop him, make him pull it up for the jump shot.
missed the free throw. 19-17 to the Wollongong Hawks. 1:53 left in the period. Here's Crawford, the veteran. Petrie comes to set a pick. Crawford is just going to launch it from 3. That's off. Big rebound from Carson. He just splits 3 defenders. Now kicks it out. Demos, he's not going to take that. Brad Hill, though, he's going to slash to the basket. Right hand shot good. Brad Hill, nice. 4 quick points, and the Hawks lead by 4.
Very nice and really good. Carson just grabbed that off the rim and ran. It was well done.
I'll get back to Carson in that particular possession here when we get a quick moment in a comparison.
Tease. Wilson right side. Petrie trying to set him target inside, but they can't find him. Tease double team, kicks it out.
Short.
And that's short from Anthony. Rebound, Foreman. Here comes Carson in the open floor. Carson stops, pops, that's off. Rebound, Anthony. Less than a minute to go in the opening period. Hawks by 4. Tease inside to Petrie. Cross-court pass, almost stolen by Tyson Demos, but Wilson for 3, no. Gets his own rebound. It's blocked by Demos, and there's a foul. And Demos is going to get tagged, and he is. Demos just banged the ball in the floor in frustration, and the official tagged him up straight away. And he's going to come out of the game, replaced by Dominic Cooks.
So I actually thought when he threw the ball to ground, he was actually trying to catch it and it hit his foot.
And went
exactly
20
right.
feet
And
in the
my
air.
question would be, is if he caught that, is that a tech foul? So, and I'm getting told, yes, it is. Okay. All right.
We really lucked out with these seats, didn't we, Brad? Right next to the referee's coordinator.
I even sent an email before, but I said I didn't want Mal next to me.
Just to make that point about while we're getting the clarification there, is the point about Carson really getting that ball and attacking the basket in the fast break. But now that last possession, he went to attack, but he saw an open man in the corner. Now this is where I get back to Kendrick, where he gets out in that open break and he's going straight to the basket without recognizing
blinkers on a horse.
Other options, yeah.
Okay.
Here's Wilson jumper after hitting
nice.
3 free throws, but there's Montreal with a tip in, and suddenly Wollongong are in front. Adelaide are in front, 22-21. We'll talk about that technical foul.
Well, it could have lost him a point.
Time.
It probably just could have lost him a point.
It could have done. So they're going to 9 on the shot clock. Carson isolated against Wilson. Carson kicks it out quickly. Oscar Foreman 3, that's short. Rebound, Daly ahead to Creek, throws it up to Montreal and scores! What a play, and that's the end of the first period, and Adelaide have got a point. They finished the first period on a tear, 7-0 run, and they take a 24-21 lead at the end of the first period. Bruce Bolden.
Well, you can tell right now that Adelaide is in a totally different mindset, quite opposite from yesterday.
Yep.
And to finish that way, with a good hand up on the shot on Oscar Foreman, to get the ball out on the break with, like 5 seconds to go, get it out to
Mitch Creek.
Who recognized DQ on the opposite side, threw it up to him. He was balanced enough to finish, and then DQ is having a great quarter.
He is, yeah. No, they played well there, and it was a good push. And we get back when I say, lost them a point by getting a tech foul. That gives the team the opposition.
Yeah.
But remembering each team, you get a point if you win the quarter.
Yeah.
So obviously, Wollongong, who looked to have that quarter pretty much wrapped up, just the last minute let it go with a couple of sloppy plays, and they go and lose that point now.
Yeah.
I just want to talk about that foul, that technical foul. It's a rule it's a point of emphasis for this season. And I'll just read the points of emphasis. A player or coach is no longer allowed an objectionable initial reaction. So they're calling Tyson's an objectionable initial reaction to a call, which incorporates the following: any obvious or blatant verbal or non-verbal disputation of a referee decision, any action that belittles or demeans a referee, probably this one that he got done for, any obvious non-verbal reactions which may incite the crowd, or any use of audible foul language.
Yeah, clearly.
You lost me at hello.
You and the referees, honestly. So just running through quickly the stats for you. The Hawks, Adelaide shooting just 37%, 10 of 27 from the field. Haven't hit a 3 yet, 0 of 5. They're led by, and you talked about it, guys, Daquan Montreal. Fantastic period from him. 11 points, 5 of 6 from the field. Anthony Petrie, 3 of 6 for his 6 points, and Jamal Wilson has 5. The Hawks shoot 47% from the field, none of 3 from 3, 5 of 8 from the free throw line. They're led by Jahi Carson, who started out on fire, 9 points, 4 rebounds for him, and Brad Hill has 4 on 2 of 3 shooting.
Well, the stats that stand out for me is 27 shots for Adelaide, only 17 for Wollongong, with 6 turnovers and 0 turnovers for Adelaide.
Yeah.
So that's right where the game is at the moment.
Underway in the second period here. Here's Irvin, guarded by the youngster.
Oh, they went for a backdoor alley-oop then, but
Carson jumps in the air, finds Foreman. I get the feeling he jumped in the air and stay there a mile, a long time rather. Oh, now there's Brad Hill hitting a 3, saying, okay, you want me to prove it? There it is, 24 apiece.
Wollongong just didn't have that like that last year, so he's a really nice pickup. A very aggressive Brad Hill is a fantastic pickup for Wollongong.
I think we talked about his confidence, and it was absolutely shattered last season. And you know, as you said, Brad, it was about the minutes and being able to build his confidence, and just, you know, never got an opportunity. Now here's Wilson off the inbounds and misses, and Brad Hill skies for the rebound, and that's what he does when he's up and about. And Foreman to Carson. Here's Carson, crosses over spectacularly in the lane. Wow, what can you say about that move?
Beautiful is what we can say. Beautiful and athletic.
26-24. 8:53 left. Now Creek 3. There it is.
That's a better look. He just pushed it up that little bit more and followed through nicely.
He can hit it.
Oh, yeah.
There's no question. He can shoot the ball. It's just his confidence, confidence and consistency can be a little bit lacking at times with it. Gruber bangs bodies. Here's Hill. Hill with 7. Nice pass to Gruber and out of bounds. Or have we got a foul here?
Yeah.
They have called a foul. Looks like a hands foul, and it is. And yeah, Joey Wright actually has a
very good point.
Gruber was hacked on the floor to me, and they're giving him 2 shots, and Coach Wright not happy.
I got to say, I thought he was going up with that. I actually, the pass he went to grab it, and he went to go up in the air is what I thought.
Yeah.
But you got to...
I don't think it was a,
Well, you got to have the ball first before you can go up with it.
Gruber, this is the first.
Yes, it was just confirmed.
You're right and we're wrong?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
That's from the referee's coordinator next to us, who just told me that's 1 out of 30 that I got right.
He's just trying to make you feel good, Brad.
Yeah. Not for the other 29.
No, that's right.
No, I'm just saying, I'm a big believer. Protect the shooter. And that's what they were doing.
Fair call. Here's Gibson into the front court. Score is tied at 27. 8:20 left to half time. Gibson. Wilson. Creek, they give him the 3. Instead he attacks the hoop, but that's a smart move, but he travelled.
Yeah. Just a little skip there.
Side ball possession to Wollongong. Adelaide throwing out that pressure once again. Irvin and Carson on the floor together. That dual threat at point guard. Carson goes behind his back spectacularly. Now kicks it out. Now Foreman 3. That's long that time. Oh, rebound Hill offensively. Can't score. Rebound Montreal. Here comes Gibson. And almost stolen by Carson. Wilson finds Petrie. Check that Creek, I should say. Mitch Creek scores. Great pass, Jamal Wilson. 29-27.
I just wanted to see that steal because I wanted to see that dunk.
Yeah.
Carson. This Carson looks like Gibbo got a lot of ball there. And now
they're letting him play.
They are letting him play. Group
Wow.
and it's out of bounds. And now there's some talking here. And Vaughan Mayberry, the referee,
he's just given a warn for a flop.
Oh, it was a flop, yep.
Ooh.
I don't know about
With
that.
all that contact, that was a flop?
I don't know. To me, it's either you call the charge or you call a block. So I just felt
because last weekend Mount Gambier and Nunawading in the Siebel final, and Brad Hill helping Mount Gambier to win over the Nunawading Spectres featuring Mitch Creek. So they resume hostilities tonight in their NBL colours. 29-27, Adelaide in front. Oh, Wilson up face, just so smart. He got Carson in the air, and they call the foul, and Jamar goes to the line for 2.
That's beautiful. And that's interesting because he was so upset, Carson, from that last play.
Yeah.
He let his energy take over there, and he wanted to block that to make a statement. Beautiful offensive move by Jamar Wilson.
Adam Gibson just in front of us having a discussion with Joey Wright. It will be Wilson at the line, and he makes the first.
I think what Gibbo's upset with is the ball just seems to be staying on one side of the court a lot, and it's going back to the left-hand side, and then it's coming from dribble penetration. And Mitch Creek last play got that travel, and Gibbo's just like, get it to the other side of the floor and let's play.
Yeah, they probably just want to shift the defense.
Yeah,
as well.
Absolutely. You can really get that any time you want, the other one.
Here's Irvin, crosses over again. Gibson stays right with him, but Irvin scores.
That's just great offense and great defense.
Here's Creek now, flies to the rack, and wild shot misses with the right hand. Now ahead of the pack, here's Carson. Carson loses it. He had Montreal in front of him, but I still think he was thinking about
he had about
it.
19 things going through his mind. He didn't know what he wanted to do with that.
Yeah.
Do I dunk? Do I lay it up? Do I floater? Do I pull up? What do I do?
Yeah, because I think DQ wasn't too far left or too far right, which made him think about those 19 different things.
Timeout here with the 36ers up 31-29. 6:38 left, and tight game, Bruce, and neither team able to really grab much of an ascendancy.
No, they're doing a good job at making things difficult for one another, and the shots they are making are some good, tough shots with some good, defensive hands in front of them.
I don't know about you guys, but I'm loving this game.
Oh yeah,
this is fantastic.
We knew it was going to be up. We knew it was going to be like that.
This is great. This is exactly what I wanted to see.
Bruce, you talked about, I think it was Brad talked about 27 field goal attempts. They've got 32, Adelaide, already.
They have
32 field goal attempts. That's a lot.
It is. With 6 minutes still left in the second quarter.
8 more field goal attempts than what Wollongong have.
Yeah.
So they're looking to attack
at
every opportunity.
Yeah.
And
it's amazing what one night or one game can do for you. Just thinking about DQ after, yesterday's game, and how today he's just come out a totally different player. He's having a great first half so far.
He's got a lot of spring, hasn't he, Bruce? And he's very bouncy today, without a doubt.
Yeah, he kind of reminds me of one of those players that come out here, will spend about 3 or 4 years in the Siebel, given the opportunity to play NBL. And probably be one of those imports.
Oh, nice pass to Crawford. Finishes with the left hand.
That would naturalize and suit an NBL team.
Oh, look at Carson on the break. Carson hawks it back, and there's a foul on PC. Wow.
If you heard that thump, that was Joey's foot in the ground. He is not happy with that as well.
Yeah,
but I will go back one step. I
back.
do like that PC there. All I've seen from him at the moment is three-point shot or a little bit of pull-up. Slash into the basket, finishing with his left. I do like to see that, getting him involved more.
Yeah.
Carson gets the inbound pass. Oh, Creek tried to cheat, and Foreman got it, threw up a wild shot.
No contact.
Missed, and rebound comes all the way out to Wilson. Here's Wilson getting a pick. Nice pass inside, and Gibbo finishes. What a look by Jamar, and a great finish by Gibson.
He's
35-29.
so good like that, Jamal. I love watching him play.
Ooh, Conrad, quick pass to Gruber. Oh, that's a super beat. Gruber blows the layup. Here comes Gibson. Gibson to Creek. Stops, pops, in and out. Rebound Gruber. Falls down, finds Irvin. Irvin's running. Irvin against Creek. Nice pass inside. Conrad layup. 35-31. Once again, Adelaide running. Here's Gibson. Gibson just with a floater. Misses. Looked like he was in two minds there. There's a foul.
Well, I'm pretty sure we're going to see DQ come out here, and the reason that we're going to see this is that Joey was really upset because DQ was hanging around the rim. He didn't go for the offensive board and he didn't run back, and then they got a nice little easy cheap 2 points there. So he will have words to say about him about this right now.
Well, I can tell you what, it was too late for him to get back anyway.
Right. Exactly. He's really laying down the law to Montreal. Actually, he's talking to Wilson as well. He's not happy with his imports right now. And they sit down. Crawford, Gibson, looking for Anthony, finds him. Anthony spin move. Anthony rejected by Ballinger. Great play, Alan Ballinger. Here's Gary Irvin sprinting down the floor. Just does a complete 360. Yeah, kicks it out to Cooks. Foreman, quick passing. Conrad, Ballinger. Now Irvin. Irvin, right hand. Anthony comes out. Now he's got a switch. Now he fires away, and he makes it. 2 only, foot on the line, 35-33.
Well, if he gets going, this is going to be electric because he'll want to show up the Adelaide, that's for sure.
Now Gibson stops on a dime and misses the 3. Rebound Ballinger. Hawks down 2. Irvin. Foreman. Cooks. Adam Ballinger, straight away 3 and no good. Rebound Peter Crawford. Here's Gibson. Petrie, he's got a wide open look at the 3. He launches it. That's long. And there's a foul here, I believe, on BJ Anthony. Yep. Foul is on BJ. Brad Hill's going to come into the game to replace Timmy Conrad.
Joey just made a point to to Petrie. They just shot a 3 before that, so that's 2 in a row. And that wasn't what the offense that he had just called, which was secondary.
Did you see Petrie's reaction?
Yeah.
No problems, my bad.
Yeah.
Great team guy.
Foreman finds Ballinger. Now Irvin. Irvin crosses over, pulls up. Yes! And has a look at the Wollongong and has a look at his bench. He liked it. 35 apiece. That was some sweet moves from Gary Irvin.
Yeah, well, it's nice.
Former league MVP. And now score it in the foul. I couldn't see.
Well, good answer back.
Yeah, good answer back. Tom Daly scores.
Yeah, Brad Hill bumped him after he released a shot.
Yeah, I was just blocked off a little bit there, and Daly knocks it in and earns himself a trip to the line for the N1. Just a little bit of moisture on the floor. The floor wipers here in Orchid Flower. Clean it up. And we're ready to go. Gary Irvin in front of us, just wearing very bright pink shoes. Daly misses the free throw. 37-35. And we've got a stoppage in play here again. Vaughan Maybury. Just a problem with the shot clock here, I believe. And they're just going to reset it down to 20. Okay. That's all sorted out. Here we go.
He obviously hasn't been watching Wollongong. I don't think the shot clock's really an issue tonight.
No. Or Adelaide for that matter. Here's Irvin. Finds Hill. Cooks quickly to Irvin. T's face guarding. He's looking for Hill in the low block. He finds him. Hill banging bodies. Kicks it out. Gervin up face. Makes Daly fall down and hits a 3 with it. Hits a 2 with an ankle breaker.
Gervin's on fire at the moment.
Here's Crawford 3 misses. Rebound Cooks.
Yet another 3.
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing.
Abused Tom Daly. Poor Tom Daly saw GE in full effect. Irvin inside.
Travel.
Foreman and he travelled. Gary Irvin in the last couple of minutes pulling Wollongong right back in this, and the game is tied at 37, and that's the MVP Gary Irvin we all know and love the last couple of minutes.
Just his swagger. I love it.
Well, the other thing too is, you know, he's tough. He's tough in the break, and if he can get going with his one dribble pull up after creating some space, it's even tougher. And you can tell with his reaction, he's feeling it.
3:03 left, and this is definitely going to go right down to the wire this game. I think both teams very similar in the way they're going about it tonight, Brad.
Well, absolutely. Even the entertainment here at between timeouts is going at it. It's fantastic. So now, look, all in all, 37 all, 3 minutes to go. Both teams have come in here ready to go, and give credit to the coaches for having them ready. It's a fantastic crowd, sold out. The atmosphere is fantastic. This is what we're here for, and these guys are coming to put on a show.
Yeah.
Another great crowd. They were queuing up for a long time before this game, or before this night's session, I should say, and it's great to see. Just hope it translates to that interest that Bruce, you and I were talking to Brian Curl about before, and because we really need a Brisbane team back, whether that's the Bullets or some other team name. I would prefer the Bullets myself personally. It's got a lot of history. It'd be great to see them back.
Yeah, totally agree with you.
Meanwhile, here's Crawford to Petrie. They're trying to spread the floor. Daly.
Hawks is going to a zone, matchup zone it is.
Yep. Gibson, Petrie, looking for Anthony, finds him. Anthony, spin move, right hand hook shot, good. Forced his way in, good patience that time by Adelaide and good execution in the end. That's what they were looking at all along, Bruce. Irvin, Ballinger. Now Cooks. Gruber, quickly to Hill. Hill, right hand dribble, goes into the paint, turns, kicks it out. Ballinger, 3, that's off. Rebound, Gibson. Petrie setting position in the low block. Fade away, turn around, and no good. Rebound, Gruber. Here comes Irvin, attacking down the floor. Anthony comes out quickly. Irvin gives it up. Hill throws it right into the hands of Gibson. Gibson on the turnover, ahead of the pack. Daly saves it. Good, well done, and finds Gibson for the layup. Nice pass from Daly.
I thought he had totally lost that ball.
That's why I was looking at him. He stumbled it
Yeah.
and somehow recovered and found Gibson. Irvin to Hill to Ballinger. Irvin again. Carson's on the bench at the moment. Irvin to Cooks for 3. That's well short. Rebound Gibson. 41-37. Adelaide by 4. Now Anthony launches it, and it's good. Swish. 43-37. 6 in a row by the 36ers. And timeout has been called by Gordy McLeod.
Yeah, no, it was a good timeout. He kind of felt the momentum, in Adelaide's favor. The tempo is still the same. It's just that Adelaide has been able to get some scoring opportunities the last couple of minutes.
Well, he needs to get Carson back in.
Yeah.
Gary Irvin's done a great job, but he's probably feeling a little bit winded now, so they need to get going. But with Adelaide, we mentioned before that Joey grabbed these 2 imports and was not happy, and he's just subbed them both back in together. So obviously he's holding what he wants, so it'll be interesting to see what happens now.
Well, I think what it is Joey's thinking, well, guys, if we're going to get out and run, when we don't make a basket, we got to get back in transition D. Plain and simple. He probably has a green light to that style of play. Probably a little bit more flexible in terms of the shooting, the shot selection.
Yeah.
But he has no patience in not getting back in transition.
And I got no problem. I'll let you play, but this is what I need you to do to play. So no problems. Yeah, agreed.
And it was good to see that play, Bruce, when they got it inside to Anthony. They were looking at him the whole way after taking all these long-range shoots. Joey said 2 or 3 in a row.
Yeah.
And good to see them attack that and adjust to it.
Well, yeah, and what it does, you get a couple of shots from the inside, and then it opens up the outside, not just 3 after 3 after 3.
Wollongong.
Jeez, I'm looking at this line. Oh, it's only a minute to go. That's probably why Wollongong's got the lineup out there with the guy that plays in the under 12 Wollongong Association.
Kyle Adman into the game, the development player.
Might be a minute to go, but you'd be down by 10 very quickly if you keep going.
Here's Hill, 5 on the shot clock. Hill has to launch one with 3, and that's way off. Rebound, Gibson ahead of the pack to Crawford. Crawford gets it down low to Montreal. Montreal inside to Anthony, and it's stripped. Good play. I think Adnan got a hand on that. And there's a foul by Wilson, who can't believe it.
There's actually probably one where Montreal probably should have taken it.
Bruce, I thought he had an open look at it,
and he
turned the wrong way.
That's exactly right.
Yeah. Fourth team foul in the period by the 36ers. 39 seconds left. They lead by 6. Foreman to Adnan. DQ jumps out quickly, he finds Ballinger. Hill. They're staying right off him. Here's Adnan. 10 on the shot clock. Adnan kicks it. Cooks, left-hand shot, air ball. And good box out that time by Crawford. It's out of bounds. 19 seconds left. Adelaide can play for the last shot. Leading by 3, 43-37. And remembering they won the first quarter, 24-21.
Jamal want to post up here. That's what he's talking about.
Yeah, the young man just holding him, and there's a foul. That's the fourth team foul for Adelaide. And they go right at the rookie, Adnam. Very slight frame, as Bruce said.
Jeez.
Needs to get some meat on his bones, Bruce.
Slight. Wow.
Yeah. Put him, how many Kyle Adams equals 1 Ernest Ross? Now Gibbo just attacks the hoop and misses. Now there's a break. Cooks stops,
count it.
And in and out, unlucky. And that's halftime here from the Auckland Flower Stadium, the NAB Stadium in Auckland Flower, with your score: Adelaide 43, Wollongong 37. Adelaide wins another quarter, so they have 2 points in this game. And Bruce Bolden, just your thoughts on that first half?
Well, it was a good first half. I think it fell in Adelaide's favor down the stretch there. I thought Carson was on the bench there for a very long time, which disrupted their offense, and their transition opportunities.
Yeah, Brad, just having a look at the stats here. Carson, just the 12 minutes of action, and we didn't see much.
He had 2 fouls, and knowing what Gordy's like, he's probably thinking, you know what, if we can just hang in here, I don't really want to get his third and then have to worry about it in the second half. So that's probably his theory. And, we just had that timeout, and we said I'd be getting Carson back in. When you look at it from that situation, he's like, all right, I'll put my young fella on for a minute. That's going to be better for me later on. So
yeah, no, I totally understand that.
That's why Gordy's there and we're here.
Good bounce back from Wollongong, from Adelaide, I should say, after last night too, Brad, in that first half.
Yeah, and Joey would be very happy with that. That's exactly how it should be for them. If they're going to play with the lineup that they've got to run, they've got to be enthusiastic, they've got to get the ball up the court, and they've got to play really clever basketball. And they did that tonight. In the turnovers, Adelaide have still not got a turnover. They got 2 turnovers for the whole game. And you've got to be happy with that. So all in all, I think a good first half, and both teams as well. Wollongong, first game of this pre-season tournament. Absolutely no dramas whatsoever for them either.
Just checking out the box score before we go to a break, and we won't have a halftime guest tonight for at least this game. And just going to remind everybody, or let everybody know, I should say, there'll be a special slam dunk competition at halftime of the second game tonight, so you do not want to miss that. That's going to be some high flyers going to be involved in that. We understand Kendrick Perry and Jahi Carson will be involved, so that will be something to really watch. So stick with us at halftime of the New Zealand Townsville game that's up next. But Adelaide again, 43, Wollongong 37. Adelaide shoot 39% from the field in the first half. They're just 1 of 11 from 3, 6 of 8 from the free throw line. They're led by Daquan Montreal, who has 11 points on 5 of 7 shooting. Jamal Wilson has 7, and Anthony Petrie 6. Wollongong is shooting 42% from the field, an identical 1 of 11. So both teams combining for just 2 of 22 from the three-point line. They're 6 of 10 from the foul line. They're led by Jahi Carson, who has 11. Gary Irvin has 8, looked really explosive in that second quarter. Brad Hill, solid for his 7 points and 3 rebounds. Rebound count favouring the Hawks, 27-18. So the points in the paint, Adelaide 26-18. Points from turnovers is an interesting stat. 36 is 14 points from Wollongong's 9 turnovers.
Yeah.
And Bruce, Adelaide, just the 2 turnovers, and Wollongong hasn't scored from any of those.
Yeah, and I also find it interesting where both teams is not shooting all that great from the three-point arc, and I think that's because they're looking to push the ball up pretty quick.
As the halftime festivities continue here at the NAB Stadium in Auckland Flower, we're going to take a break. We'll be back with you in approximately 7 minutes. Stay with us. You're watching the NBL Blitz.
coaches is Gordon McLeod, and I'll leave you in 3-point shots through the Oscar Foreman. This is the year you do not want to miss. Season tickets start at just $100 for all 14 home games. For more information, visit www.hawks.com.au or phone 02-4229-7722. Ladies and gentlemen, get your official NBL and team gear at the merchandise store. Located on court 2 next to the grandstand. Rest of the team singles are just $65, so make sure that you grab your favorite team colours tonight.
Welcome back to the NBL Blitz. Half time here, about just under 2 minutes remaining until we get underway in the second half. And the 36ers are up 43-37, a late burst giving them the lead. And didn't see too much of Jahi Carson, Brad, in that second quarter, obviously in foul trouble, but you'd expect him to come out full throttle again in this second half.
Well, I think he only knows one way, so I agree with that. But, I mean, we all sat here and thought, why? But I think we can only put it down to the fact that there was 2 fouls and Gordy just did not want to have that issue. So, and I guess if you look at it that way, being 6 points down, that's fine. Let's get into the third and fourth quarter. Obviously, Adelaide now from, yes, they do. They've won both quarters, so they have 2 points. So that actually hurts Wollongong's chances to actually win the competition, because at the moment, teams like Cairns and New Zealand and well, Melbourne are finished, but New Zealand, Cairns, Townsville, they all did very well in their first games where they got 6, 6 and 5. So you just look at it now, take it quarter by quarter, but, you know, I don't know how much the coaches really put on it. I mean, I think that would be they discussing, you know, let's win the quarter and let's win this, but in the concept of things, I really personally don't believe if we win the tournament, we win it. Do you know what I mean? Like, let's get a lot more out of this than just winning a tournament.
It's funny, having said that, though, that I distinctly remember Shane Heel wanting to win a quarter so much he started fouling with about a minute, deliberately fouling with about a minute to go, because it was...
Was he on bonuses?
Yeah. Must have
bonuses
been.
On quarters.
Bonuses on, yeah. Bonuses on quarters, must have been. But... yeah,
no, but that's the competitiveness of Hammer as well.
True.
And I think every coach should be like that. What I'm saying is when it came down to the last minute, yes, let's win the quarter, but
yep.
I don't think they're coming into quarters thinking, right, we've got to do this, we've got to do this. Gordy's going to be looking, right, we've done well, let's now, you know, move this into the third quarter. Joey's going to be, hey, last night we were terrible in the second half, let's get going here in the third quarter and come out and establish ourselves. And then if you win the quarter, that's the bonus.
Yeah.
Adelaide lead by 6. They have the ball to start the second half.
It'll be Adelaide to get us underway in the second half here. And here we go. Wilson.
Adelaide starting out in the zone already.
Wollongong, yeah. So here's Gibson going right. Cross-court pass to Creek. Hand off to Gibson. Gibson stops, pops, and long. Offensive rebound by Wilson. Initially blocked, but gets it back and scores, and it's an 8-point game. Carson, hesitation, throws it up, and an offensive foul, and that's Jahi Carson's third. And the Adelaide bench is up. Great play by Adam Gibson.
Well, Gordy knew something we didn't. That is, he'd get his foul very quickly, so that's why he didn't put it on in the first half.
Yeah. Well, even just now, he's trying to go. He's just trying to squeeze something out of nothing.
It's kind of in that Kendrick Perry mould that we saw in that game, Bruce. There's these guys with this extreme athleticism, and as great as athletes as they are, they're playing against some world-class defenders.
Right, and you just got to understand, make a better decision.
Yeah.
Your athleticism can take you out of tough situations sometime, but not all the time.
Meanwhile, here's Wilson.
I had that problem all the time.
Hand off Creek, hand off Gibson.
Shoot it. Yeah.
Peach had the shot.
Nice move. I like what he's trying to do. Let's get DQ going, but no, shoot it. He's there on the offensive ball.
Montreal, that's what he was looking for.
But he had absolutely
tangled.
But he had absolutely no one guarding it.
Foreman finds Gruber. Conrad spin move.
Nice.
Pulls up and scores. Tim Conrad for 2. It's 45-39. 9 minutes left in the third period. Now Petrie, he's going to shoot that, and that's no good. Rebound, Montreal, and the foul.
Tough.
Tip in from Daquan Montreal, and he's been fouled. They call a foul on Oscar Foreman. And
yeah, I'll look at that replay and agree. He's got it down low, he's holding him
first,
and he's getting it.
Just looking at that, Oscar has not scored in this game. Montreal misses the free throw. 47-39. Here's Carson. Gary Irvin, corner, 3, and no good. Rebound by Foreman, and just like
right on
Oscar's
cue.
On the board, right on cue.
But that's, you know what, it's good. He goes to get Bruce. You're always a bit advocate of that. If it's not dropping, go get yourself an offensive board.
Yeah, especially Oscar Foreman because he's all, 3-pointer.
Adam Gibson, no good. Rebound offensively to Petrie, and he's fouled. Vaughn Mayberry on the call. Calls it on Gary Irvin. Hands foul.
Been impressed with DQ tonight, and very different. I mean, I guess it just showed how big New Zealand were last night.
Yeah.
Which we will get to see next game again.
11 on the shot clock. Here's Creek, right-hand dribble. Up fakes, tries to draw a foul, but banks it in anyway.
Tough.
Good move by Mitch Creek. 49-41. Adelaide up. Foreman. Conrad. Down low to Gruber, and Montreal slaps it away. 14 on the shot clock. 8:10 in the game clock. Irvin to inbound. Finds Carson. Guarded by Wilson. Now Conrad. 9 on the shot clock. Irvin. Creek on him. Foreman comes to set a pick. Still Gary Irvin. Now he pulls up from 3, and no good. Rebound Wilson. Adelaide running. Wilson. Nice pass to Gibson.
And you know what? Great post from Petrie to get his head on the rim because he actually opened up the court for everyone.
Yeah.
Adelaide with a 10-point lead here, 51-41. Carson. Been quiet after the first period. Swings it across. Foreman. Now here's Conrad. Just shoots it and misses. Big rebound Montreal. Here come the Sixers. Gibson. Gets a pick from Montreal. Still Gibson. Just puts up a floater and he's short. Petrie on the glass, and now he's fouled Oscar Foreman. Can't believe it.
Wow.
And it's called on Petrie.
They have called on Anthony, and he is not a happy camper right now. Still asking the question of the officials.
It's probably one of those ones where it goes out of bounds. You just give it to the Hawks instead of the foul.
Jamar Wilson just showing it was a great. I just want to talk about that great transition basket, and he knew Adam Gibson was on the left wing all the way, and he saw him, and it's so smart to just found a guy in a good position.
Great position, because I was actually thinking he was going to pass it into Petrie, because Petrie kind of got underneath that basket there and gave a good seal.
Entertainment here in the break.
Kids got a Hornets.
All the singlets are coming out.
But that's That's as in Castle Hill.
Oh, Castle Hill.
Castle Hill.
Right.
Oh, the Hills Hornets.
Hills Hornets.
In New South Wales,
Yeah.
okay. In Sydney. Thinking, that doesn't look like Charlotte. What are you talking about, Bruce?
Yeah.
Or New Orleans, or whatever they are
Brisbane,
now.
all the singlets are coming out there. I saw a Harlem Globetrotters one come in here, and the Brisbane Bullets.
Yeah.
Oh, heaps of their
Andre
singlets.
Moore.
Yeah,
great
Andre
sport.
Moore put his own on, God
He
bless
did,
him.
yeah.
Yeah, he probably sleeps there every night.
What, you're not meant to?
Let me tell you, to his credit, back in the day, he used to go to work.
Oh, man, he could have.
Yes.
He was a beast.
Oh, was he ever?
God, him and Rucker in Brisbane.
Yep.
Wow.
Great team that went to the grand final. Rucker MVP that year. D-Ruck, if you're listening, I hope you're well. Here's Irvin, pulls up and short that time. Timmy Conrad chases down the board, and they'll reset, looking for Gruber and BJ Anthony. Yep.
Everything at the moment, except for Oscar Foreman's offensive rebound, is away from the basket. Gary Irvin's taken a couple of shots here, and they're fading backwards away from the basket. They really need to look for an established game, and I think they should go to Conrad. He's been really nice down there, and I don't think Creek can handle him so well in the post-up.
Well, it's interesting you say that because, there it is, one.
Oh, Demos almost loses it, gets it back. Oscar Foreman straight away, triple, no good. They fight for the boards, and Tyson Demos almost runs right into us. I know she get out of the way super fast.
Yep, nearly pulled a hammy doing it.
Brad Rosen not willing to take the charge.
No, I was just getting ready to have him to dive over, and I was going to catch him and keep him going.
I had the arm bar going. For what good that would have done.
Don't lie, you both looked and said, please hit Brad.
In the meantime, back to the game.
James Bowman was crying. All my equipment.
Yeah, that's right. No, he does a great job, does James Bowman. Here's Irvin. Splits the on ball.
That's better.
Goes into the hoop and is fouled by...
Good things happen when you take it to the basket hard.
Yeah, it was. You're right, Brad. It has been very much sort of a spread out offense and nothing really happening going to the basket, but we know, gee, Money, he can penetrate with the best of them.
Yeah.
Goes to the line. He's got 8 points in the game.
Maybe Gordy's saving Carson for the slam dunk contest.
Again, half-time of the next game between New Zealand and Townsville, and my partners here are going to call it. Two legends that know a hell of a lot more about dunking than I ever will, or ever did.
Well, one of us do, and that's not me. That's certainly not me.
I was being kind. I saw you make a couple. Didn't I see you dunk in warm-up?
I did, yes.
Yeah. I wasn't imagining that.
A couple of times. Never in a game. Lay it up. Cliff Martin, if you're listening. That's all he ever said to me.
Conrad looking for Gruber on the cut.
Nice idea.
Yeah,
it was just a nice slip. Just a bit too hard, bit too early as well with the throw.
Adam Gibson to Creek. To Wilson. What have we got here? Got a foul off the ball. Lord Mayberry on the call.
It's on Gruber.
Good call, Bruce. That's exactly who it's on for a holding foul.
Yeah, because DQ was trying to cut down to the post.
Gruber's second. I'm just having a look at the referee's replay, and yeah, Gruber definitely holding Montreal. And referee jumped on that. Wilson, no look pass to Gibson. Great pass. Oh, bad pass actually. Threw it right to Conrad. He was looking for tees and just threw it straight into Tim Conrad's hands. Now Ballinger. Now Conrad right side. Gets a pick from Ballinger. Finds Irvin. Guarded by Creek. Conrad launches it from three and it falls through. Somehow.
Nice touch.
And it's 51-46. Back to 5. 5:30 left in the third period. Wilson. Tees. Looking to Montreal. Nice pass inside to a cutting Creek. He goes up and scores. That was nice offense that time.
It was. Good slash and good recognition by DQ.
53-46. Adelaide still holding the lead. Now Demos goes behind him. Double dribble.
Yeah, double dribble.
Yeah. Double dribble. 53-46 and the turnover gives Adelaide back the ball. Very right, just telling the referee, I had to help you, you've missed the last 8 calls.
He's even angry when he gets the call.
Gibson bringing the ball up the floor. Finds Creek. Creek right hand. Stop. Step through. Layup. Good. Nice play by Mitch Creek. 55-46. Like what we're seeing tonight from Mitch. Here's Demos. Irvin. Again, Carson, we haven't seen much of him in this.
Very sticky fingers at the moment for the Hawks. They're all holding on to it. That's a better look, and that's the man you want shooting it. And he'll take 3 shots as well from the free throw.
Frustrated Joey Wright walks away. Mitch Creek.
Well, I don't blame him because Oscar haven't hit a 3-pointer, so why bail him out in that situation?
Well, 2 things I agree with you. Number 1, he got there too late.
Yeah.
And I agree Oscar hasn't hit a 3, but still you don't want him to get going. And if you got an Oscar Foreman, you need to know, and you need to be a step closer, and you need to be there on the catch.
Yeah.
Too late otherwise. And the guy's 6'9" or what? I mean, he's probably 6'7", but he is very long.
Yeah.
It's too late. If he gets that shot above, it's gone.
Yeah.
Former Adelaide boy as well.
And he was struggling up to the, up to that point, and still is.
They can't make a free throw.
2 from 3 for Oscar. 55-48. Adelaide maintaining this lead.
Good sub there. I like seeing Carson and Brad Hill come back in. They just need a bit of a different look. Game could get away very easily here, down by 7.
Yeah.
Gibson, right-hand dribble. Peter Crawford for 3. Yes! PC drains a triple. And it's back to 10, 58-48. Now Carson into the game. Carson explodes, banks it, no good. Rebound tease. Here comes Gibson. Adelaide up by 10 and they've got the ball. Gibson lobs it, nice pass inside. Montreal off the window, good. And it's out to 12, 60-48. Carson. Conrad, guarded by Creek. Gets it down low. Brad Hill swings it across. Tyson Demos for 3. Hits it!
Nice. They needed that.
Didn't they watch?
They really did.
60-51. Gibson crosses over. Still Gibson. They're giving him some room. Goes all the way across court to Peter Crawford. Kicks it. Brendan Teese. Corner 3. That's long. Rebound. Montreal fighting with Ballinger. It's out of bounds. What have we got here?
Call a jump ball.
So that'll go to Wollongong as they have the arrow.
Yep. Joey still talking to the official. And Joey right in the official's grill here. Meanwhile, Creek putting some pressure up the floor. And now Teese, offensive foul. Great play, Brendan Teese.
That's number 4 on him.
Carson, and that's Carson's. That's his 4th personal foul. Huge call. He picked it. We're just looking at the referee's replay here, and he definitely picked him. Great play as Montreal sits. And Sam Johns, the development player, sees his first action of the ball game. Adelaide up by 9 with possession. Here's Gibson. Gibson finds Creek. Creek, guarded by Conrad. Joey Wright telling his players to move it. 8 on the shot clock, 7. Gibson just fires away and hits a triple. When in doubt, give it to Gibbo. He's going to make good things happen. 63-51. Now look at that defensive harassment on Demos. Great D by Gibson. Now they lose it. That's the defense Joey Wright wants to see out of his players. Super work by Creek and by Adam Gibson, guys.
Sorry, Matt. You just called for us, and Bruce and I both just staring at Joey because he is throwing things. Players are talking. Gibbo wanted this, and Creek wanted that, and it was just all 100 people. The best thing that happened to Adelaide is a timeout.
Yeah, that's
because
right.
Everyone had something to say.
That's exactly right.
Love the energy, though.
Yeah.
Love the energy.
And that just tells you how, this game means a lot to Joey. He, with the performance last night, it's time for these guys to bounce back, and he's just as much into the game as the players from the sideline.
We know how passionate Adelaide fans are, and in pre-season, passionate fans have, even in pre-season, have very strong opinions. And Now, if you look at some of the message boards and Facebook posts, there were a few very disgruntled fans last night, worried about Montreal, worried about, you know, what's going to happen. We're not as good as we were, and other teams are better and they're bigger, and this is a great response.
Yeah, it is. It is.
I mean, Joey knows what pressure's like, Bruce. He's faced it before. Adelaide, very different situation. There's a lot of pressure in that city to succeed. Yeah. They expect winners. They expect teams to be highly competitive. They're used to it. They've had such, you know, amazing teams over the history of that city.
Well, last year, where were they at? They're in the grand final.
Grand final, exactly.
So from the 2 years prior to being wooden spooners.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah, that's right.
So the expectations from last year are still fairly high.
One more, really, is what they want.
Now Tees launches a three, catch and shoot, and hits it. 66-51. Here's Hill. Hill going baseline. Good defense, Sam John. Stops it right there. Now Conrad. Adelaide on the march. Here's Demos. Tees almost steals it. Gary Irvin crosses over. Kicks it. Brad Hill, corner. Three, short, rebound. Adam Gibson. Here come the 36ers. They're running. Gibson finds Tees. Tees another catch and shoot, and another three. Brendan Tees is on fire. 9:51, and this game has blown right out all of a sudden.
Well, Tyson Demos in the last play came off the pick, and Conrad was wide open down low, and he should have given him the ball.
That's exactly right.
Oh,
and that way they would have got an easy basket, because at the moment they're trying to rely on the 3-point arc.
Or the one-on-one option from Gary Irvin.
They call the foul on Sam Johns, which will put Gary Irvin at the line for two. Jamar Wilson is going to come quickly into the game, and he's going to replace Adam Gibson. It's what we expected to see out of this ball club, Brad. It's this explosive, high-octane offense.
Yeah, and they've done that, and they've just literally, it was 6 points at half time, and now it's, you know, well, 17 now, but it was 18 there, and they're just blowing this game apart by not doing anything fancy, by just playing Joey Wright basketball.
That's right, and Hawks just can't match it.
Yeah. 69-53, 16-point lead, 1:40 left in the third period.
Well, Carson's been a no-show, and it's interesting what you guys...
Oh, what a pass, Montreal inside the creek, and he scored.
Just interesting what you guys have said about Carson. You see him at the beginning, and then you don't see him again.
Well, it was just a repeat performance from Mossville. First quarter, dynamite from that point on.
Conrad kicks it out. Hill's got another look. A high-arcing shot for three and misses. Rebound Tees. Tees just stops on the dime, and he's feeling it. That was a heat check, but he missed it. Rebound Irvin. He's flying down the court. Creek is back. Ballinger has a look at a three, and it's no good.
See, they're looking. The Hawks are 3-point shooting only.
Wilson ahead to Creek. Creek attacks the hoop, and he's fouled. And that's right, Bruce. It's very exclusively out from the perimeter at the moment.
Yeah.
Mitch Creek having a very solid game. He's got 13 points, 3 rebounds, and 2 assists, and he's got a chance for 2 at the line to make this a 20-point ball game. Adelaide again leading by 6 at halftime, and just blowing this game right apart. Wollongong in this period, just with the 14 points. Adelaide 29, so 29-14 in this period alone.
This is the tempo that Adelaide like to play.
Creek makes it, and it is a 20-point game, 73-53. 52.7 seconds left. Cooks, son of Hawks assistant coach Eric Cooks, into the game now. And now stolen by Creek. Here we go. Mitch Creek flushes it. Great athlete. Steal and dunk from Mitch Creek, and it's 22, 75-53. And Adelaide just doing an absolute number on Wollongong. And now good alley-oop pass to Brad Hill from Cooks, and he scores. Back to 20. It'll be Wilson. There's a 2-second differential between the game and the shot clock. Wilson looking, running a 1-4 flat. He's going to isolate against Cooks. Now he's going to go to work. He just pulls up and he drains it with 7 seconds left. 77-55. Still time for another shot. 3 seconds. 2. Irvin loses out of bounds with 0.6 of a second left. Sort of playing for the foul there.
Good call. Don't bail him out.
That's exactly right.
Creek throws it ahead, and right idea. Montreal almost tapped it in. But that's the end of the third period, and it's been one-way traffic. All the Adelaide 36ers, they turn a 6-point halftime lead into a 22-point advantage after 3. It is Adelaide 77, Wollongong 55. We're going to take a 30-second break. We'll be right back with you. Stay with us. You're watching the NBL Blitz. Welcome back to the 2014 NBL Blitz. That score again is Adelaide 77, Wollongong 55. And we're just running through three-quarter time stats for you. Adelaide shooting 47% from the field. They're just 5 of 19 from 3, 8 of 11 from the free throw line. And they're led by Mitch Creek now with 17 points, 3 rebounds, 2 assists. Daquan Montreal, 15 points, 4 rebounds, 2 assists. Nice bounce-back game for Daquan. Jamal Wilson, solid and composed, 11 points, 6 rebounds and 4 assists. Adam Gibson with 9 points, 6 assists and 5 rebounds. He's been terrific for the Hawks. They're led now by Gary Irvin, who has 12. Jahi Carson, who hasn't done very much of anything after quarter time. He's got 11, and Brad Hill has 9. They're shooting 40% from the field, 3 of 19 from 3, 12 of 17 from the free throw line. Rebound count favouring Wollongong 36-28, but the turnovers is the big stat. Wollongong 16 turnovers, Adelaide 4.
Well, not only that, Matt,
and the
you've
points
also
from turnovers,
got
24 points from turnovers, Brad.
You've also got the situation that with all those turnovers, Adelaide have actually shot 68 shots, which is 18 more than 18 more than Wollongong. That's a potential 36-point deficit there that you can have, and that's just too much.
Yeah.
And they're really whipping them points in the paint, 42-20. Final quarter gets underway. Adelaide have got all 3 points so far. Now Gibson throws it away. A rare turnover. Here's Carson. Carson explodes to the hoop, throws up a bad shot, misses. Rebound Gibson. Here come the 36ers the other way. Wilson goes hard to the rack. Nice left-hand shot, and he scores. And so there you go, guys. One end. Carson, poor shot. Wilson, smarter shot.
Well, he should have just dished it off to Irvin.
Exactly. That's exactly what I was thinking.
He just looked for that fancy shot, basically.
Oh, nice move, and goes hard to the rack, and he scores this time. Strong move, 79-57. Here's Jamar, finds Gibson. Now Montreal at baseline. Swings it across to Crawford. Now Gibson, Hawks in a zone, 8 on the shot clock. Crawford, quickly, Wilson, just has a wide open 3, in and out, and knocked out of bounds by Foreman. Coach Wright is going to call for time here.
Well, he's not happy, but I mean, with Wollongong, they can't be happy in the situation that there was really no real offense there from Adelaide. It was a 2-pass, and Jamal had a wide open 3. Not just a hand in his face, wide open.
Yeah.
After 2 or 3 passes, that's just awful defense.
Well, Joey probably did Gordy a favor and called the timeout. There was no need for Joey to call it unless he just want to point out something in particular.
Wollongong going into the zone, Bruce, and obviously working on that potentially. You think? No.
No, you don't need to go into zone. You need to increase some pressure. Go man to man, switch on everything.
Yeah.
Just apply a little bit of pressure because, as you can see, against the zone, they're going to get open pretty easily on the perimeter.
Well, yeah, my point being that, they're very stagnant in that zone, much like the Kings were in that previous game.
Yeah.
Great atmosphere here tonight. Auckland Flower have really put on a show.
Yeah, totally agree with you, Brad.
Yeah, big shout out to Big Joe, to Zachy and the famous Big Joe of NBL fame with
Can we get a shot of these fans? They are the biggest fans I've ever seen.
We talked about them, didn't we? They're famous. This is what this stadium is famous for. The big fans.
Yeah.
Fantastic fans.
We've got Bonnie Knight sitting in the media bench and he's saying, they affect some outside shots.
Every player in the league has now just given, Body has just given them an out of the way they've shot this weekend.
And we've got a 3-second violation called by Vaughan Mayberry on the Adelaide 36ers.
That's not what you want out of a timeout.
And there's quite a breeze blowing around. They are blowing that breeze, aren't they?
Very effective breeze.
It's beautiful. It's like big windows open.
Irvin, double team, gives it up. Foreman, quick pass to Carson. He looks inside to Gruber, dumps it to Carson. Stripped, great play. Wilson got a hand in there. Here comes Wilson. And there's a foul on the floor. Jamar not happy, and Joey is asking for an unsportsmanlike foul.
Too many players in front.
Joey just talking to the referee coordinator about unsportsmanlike. So Joey having a conference with the referee coordinator sitting next to me, saying yesterday that was unsportsmanlike. Meanwhile, Adam Gibson almost scores, but he earns a trip to the line for 2. And Joey just seeking some clarification from the referee coordinator here.
What was the answer?
I'll talk to you later, is what he said.
He said fair comment, so Joey had a point. I guess, and then, look, at the end of the day, bad calls or not bad calls, the one thing that coaches want out of referees is what? Consistency.
Yeah.
And that's the thing, and that's what Joey was talking about right there. Gibson makes the free throw, 80-57, and this game has blown right out. Great bounce back game, and now
Matt McQuaid with a steal.
Quick hands.
Whoa.
Quick hands. I had his back up.
I didn't even have to move. Matt protected me. Thank you, Matt.
You two, the ex-NBL players, what are you doing?
All right, trust me, I was ready to shoot it.
Just like Anstey.
They're shooting a 3. See, what didn't I think of that? Here's Irvin, 3 on the way himself. No good. Conrad fumbles away. Look at Wilson explode down the floor. Jamar straight to the right.
Nice move.
And Petrie, beautiful. He just set himself up.
Yep.
You can't teach that.
Carson inside. Gruber will finish.
That's just basketball brain.
Wilson really stepping up. Now he just stops, pops, and hits. And
well, that's just awful defense.
Terrible defense, but Jamar Wilson is taking over this game right now. 84-59. Here's Carson. Carson fouled by Montreal going to the hoop.
See, for me right now, Carson is not really doing anything. He's only looking to sort of get to the basket. He's not looking to create for his teammates. That's a classic example. There wasn't much there, and I think frustration is starting to set in with him where he's had such an average game so far, and he's just trying to, again, force the issue here.
Well, it's pressure, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's the pressure of I've got to perform.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, that's what imports feel. Bruce, you've been around the world and played as an import. Is that just the natural reaction where you feel you've got to perform?
Well, you have your own standard first of all,
right.
And if you haven't met that standard in the first game here today, apart from the first quarter, then you start thinking about that. You start thinking about what is my coach saying, what is my teammates saying. I need to lift for them, the fans in Wollongong, because there's expectations. He get out in the warm-ups and he showed some pretty spectacular dunks. Now that needs to be translated into the game for 4 quarters.
And now I'll ask you the question, Bradley. This is something Bruce and I talked about after the game in Moss Vale. Wollongong, and we have touched on this as well in the pre-game, Wollongong have got two what I would call ball-dominant players at the guard position. I don't think are either of them effective enough off the ball to be able to have this 2-point guard alignment that they've got out there.
My answer to that is no. What I've seen tonight, definitely not.
Yeah. This is the second game Bruce and I have seen
The
Carson and Gary Irvin together, and I'm not sure this is working.
Well, I hear Reece Martin's hanging around.
Yeah, well, I think Gordy McLeod wouldn't mind Reece Martin right about now. Meanwhile, here's Carson. Montreal comes out to defend him. Slapped away by Wilson. What a play. Here's Jamar exploding down the floor. Carson tries to block it. Forget about it. Wilson scores.
Yeah.
86-59, and Jamar Wilson could not have been more impressive. Playing a super game. He's got 19 points, 7 rebounds, 7 rebounds, and 4 assists.
Wow.
He's been tremendous.
Yeah, they're just going to have that on Gibbo down low. I just think from what I could see on the angle, it looked like he just had 2 hands on him down low, and just a little bit of a shove just gave him enough option to be able to get the rebound.
Here's a question to you both. Is it me or Jamar Wilson looking a lot quicker this year? He is blowing the ball up fairly quick, and I didn't see much of that last year.
Yeah, good point.
I don't know if it was a case where, you know, Aaron wanted him to slow it down a little bit, and the Adelaide like to get out and run, but that was a classic example right there. He got the ball, and he just went coast to coast real quick. And we talking about going up against Kahee.
Tyson Demos splashes the 3. I agree, Bruce. In the back of my mind, I'm thinking Jamar, I've heard, has been suffering with some debilitating injuries, and now Crawford answers Demos' 3 with one of his own. 89-62. 6:27
well, this
left.
is a fun-looking Adelaide team if they're going to play like this.
Well, this is what we expected out of them. Here's Demos looking for his back-to-back 3s. He's got it. So 3 threes
Good pass
in a
by
row
Kruger.
combined. Good pass, and Demos with 2 triples. 24-point game, and now Demos with the steal. Wilson is going to let him go. Oh, he blocks it, but off the window, and that's a goaltend. We talk about athletic, Bruce, and it's something we're really not used to seeing from Jamar.
Yeah.
But if this is really more like what Coach Wright expects out of this team.
Well, maybe also an up-tempo game suits Jamar more so than one where it's a little bit more patience.
Here's Gibson firing away but missing. Rebound, Gruber. Now here comes the aggressive Demos. Gibson slapping at the floor. Demos throws up a wild shot, but he's fouled, I believe, by Danquan Montreal.
Well, I think picked the foul on that one. He got hit a couple of times on the way down. Good refereeing to let it go. Happy for that because he gets the 2 shots in the end. So really, Gibbo was really out of position the whole way down the court there.
4 fouls on Montreal. He takes a seat, as does Anthony Petrie. And it'll be Demos at the line for 2. Short with the first.
Wow, just shot a couple of 3s and didn't even hit the rim. They just went poof straight through the net.
It's that old story, Brad. Take him to take 2 steps back.
Yeah.
Makes the second. 89-68, 5:43 left. Once again, a reminder, our final game, New Zealand-Townsville. That will be a beauty, based on what we saw on opening night. Peter Crawford with 15 on the shot clock. Here's Wilson. Far and away the best guard on the floor tonight. Wilson crosses over. Wilson gives it up to Anthony, but there's a foul. Looks like an offensive foul. I think he's got Anthony
going to be called on Anthony
for
just for the push, which I got to say, from the angle we were at, very minimal, but a push. So
enough push to
I think
create some space to catch the ball.
Yeah, he pushed off. Yeah, we're just looking at the referee's replay here. Definite push off. Warren Rosen delivering coffee. He's a very good man. This was, or is it tea? No, he's giving us tea. Thank you, Warren Rosen.
God love my brother. It's his birthday tomorrow.
Oh, happy birthday for tomorrow. Well, we'll give him a shout out tomorrow anyway.
But then again, he goes for Souse.
And by the way, you aren't his brother, so I wouldn't be. I'd be careful drinking that if I were you. Adelaide with possession. Here's Gibson. Now Wilson. Krieg. Gibson, nice pass to Creek, flies to the rack and scores, and Mitch Creek having a fine game. He's got 19 and the lead is 23, 91-68. Carson, Demos, corner, 3, yes! 3 triples in the period for Tyson Demos, 91-71. Wollongong leading this period so far, down 22 after 3. Anthony with a handoff, and they lose it. Demos is fouled by Jamal Wilson. Coach Wright not happy with that. And just having a chat to BJ Anthony right in front of us, and that...
Jamal's just a character, isn't he? He's just a player.
Oh, yeah.
You know, like he just loves playing. He just looks like he's so happy to be out there. And
yeah.
Really, really good guy. I mean,
it seems like it, absolutely.
Gotten to know him a little bit over the last couple of years, and he's just a quality individual, you know, always happy to have a chat. Just a really, really nice man, without a doubt, and a fierce competitor, obviously. Yeah. Loves to play.
That's what ultimate
he's just a
professional.
Quality human being, without a doubt.
I was lucky enough to play with a number of professionals, and to be honest, probably the ultimate one I ever played with is the person sitting next to me.
Yeah, here.
And you as well, Bruce.
Boom, boom.
But no, just to be able to play with players like that, it breeds. It's amazing.
Yeah. Here's Creek. Now Tees. Looking for BJ Anthony in the post. Can't find him. Hawks go in the zone again. Anthony, they give him the shot. Crawford with 12 on the shot clock. Dumps it down low, but they steal a Gruber, then they steal it right back. Crawford steps into a triple, that's off. Offensive rebound, Creek, and there's a foul.
Yeah, I think he's got, I'm not sure if that was...
It's on Creek?
Yeah, it's on Creek, but I think he moved Carson out the way to try and get the offensive board.
Yeah, that's correct, Brad. Yeah, right there. Oh, yeah, that was pretty obvious, actually. It was a big... pull away.
Jeez, I'll tell you what, looking at that replay, I go for a little bit of a flop there too.
Look at Joey laying down the law to his players. It's not a timeout, but he is really angry right now.
Well, at the moment, they're losing the quarter.
Yeah, they lead by 22 after 3, Brad, you're right. 91-72, and you've got Carson at the line for 2. So
I don't think the NBL could ever put this in the league, but no. I like the way you get points for quarters. I really like it. It just keeps the game.
Works. Look, it works in the preseason format. I think this is the second year of its operation, and yeah, I agree with you, Brad. I think from a preseason point of view, definitely. In this tournament format here for the Loggins Bruton Cup, Carson makes the first.
Yeah, Joey wasn't happy. He took PC out after taking that long three.
Well, it was a bad turnover. Yeah. He took a long 3, so yeah. I agree.
Gibson, left side. Tees, Wilson, who's been terrific. BJ Anthony fakes. Nice pass inside. Now Tees grabs it, but he misses. Offensive rebound to spring-heeled. Mitch Creek score it, and the foul. He has been outstanding. He's got 21 points in the game.
Well, they've had good players all round tonight, Adelaide. I thought Montreal has been great, DQ, and Jamal Wilson's been outstanding and led him beautifully. And there's a few point guards that should probably watch how he played tonight to see how to lead a team beautifully. And Mitch Creek, well, he's been great. And I thought even though Peachy hasn't scored much, he's played really well.
And Adam Gibson just quietly working on a triple-double. Jamal Wilson in and out with the 3.
Yeah, that was the same type of situation there that PC just done.
They retained possession though, knocked out of bounds. And inside to Creek, score it, too easy. Breakdown defensively, and it's back to 21, 95-74, 3:32 left. Now Adelaide with Carson now with the ball, but Adelaide going to hit the 100 here. Something that I think we should become accustomed to. Carson, 3, no good. Rebound Anthony. Here comes Gibson. Creek. Demos tries to take a charge. Creek flows up a wild shot out of bounds to Wollongong. So not a great shot there by Mitch Creek. Looked like he was in two minds whether to shoot or pass.
Yeah.
Timeout called by the Hawks, and they're down 21, and it's definitely an impressive display by Adelaide tonight, Bruce. A couple of breakdowns, but generally speaking, you know, they've really taken over this game and made it their own. Yeah,
you know, they've come out with the correct mindset, the energy, you know, some balanced scoring out there. You know, led by Jamal Creek. He's been really good, and DQ, the way he came out in that first quarter was letting everyone know that, hey, I'm capable of playing in this league here.
Yeah, he's been great tonight. That's probably the biggest standout for me tonight, because the other three that have been really good, well, they do that anyway.
Yeah.
So I think for DQ, that's something that he really needed, and the confidence he can take from that will be great.
Yeah.
I just got to ask you, you know, we talk about, and I feel like, talk about the guards and talk about these backcourts, and I feel like we're kind of overlooking what could be potentially one of the best of them all. We're looking at it tonight, Wilson and Gibson. I mean, you know, Gibson, an outstanding world-class player, played for the Boomers in the World Cup, and Jamar has been so impressive, and we are all impressed with him and have been ever since he stepped foot in this country.
Yeah, well, we talked, and that's that duo. When we talked about duo, we was thinking about the turbo with Wollongong and not Wollongong, but Carson and Gary Irving.
Yeah.
But no, Adam Gibson and Wilson is going to be a nice duo.
Here's Conrad with a turnaround, no good. Rebound, Tees. Brendan Tees with some nice minutes out there tonight. Wilson from Creek goes into the paint and he's fouled. Nice pass inside from Mitch Creek to Jamar Wilson. Adelaide looking to finish this game out strong. Leading by 21. Wollongong still in front in this period. Adelaide with the 3 points so far. They'll have a minimum of 6 with a win, which they will get as Wilson knocks down the free throw. Second free throw coming up, and he makes it. 97-74. Adam Ballinger coming into the game to replace David Gruber. Foreman to inbound. Tees is going to pressure Demos right up the floor. Here's Foreman to Demos. Demos steps into an 18-footer and it's way off. Rebound Jamar Wilson, and Joey Wright's been given a warning, and the referee trying to calm him down. The referee's saying that's enough.
Well,
I'm going to be honest,
Joey Wright's been,
I cannot believe it's taken this long.
Yeah, I'm surprised he hasn't got the tech.
He has not stopped riding them the whole game.
Yep, without a doubt. And, you know, when we saw how quickly Trevor Gleeson was thrown out earlier today.
Yeah.
So, Joey not happy at all, and I don't know if you heard some of that.
He was just saying welcome to the Blitz.
Yeah, but so we apologise for the language if you did hear some of that, as Mitch Creek hits a shot, and it's 99-74 with 2 minutes left. Here's Carson, fouled by Creek, and he'll go to the line for 2.
There's only, you know, with the way the calls are being made with the block, and that's a right call, you've really got to be early when you are the big. You can't afford to be late, because the point guard's going straight at your knee.
Early with the show.
Yeah, absolutely. And you know, point guards are taught to go at the knee, and that's not at the knee in a bad way. But you are always taught, when you're coming over screen, go down low and go at the knee, because if the first part of the big that's coming out is his knee, and if you can get that bump, you go to the free throw line.
Yeah.
But now you've got to be so early for the big.
Yeah.
1 of 2 at the line for Carson. 99-75. A minute 50 left. Creek gets it down low. Wilson, how did he get so high? He missed it, and then they missed the tip. Then Wilson gets it back, and he's tied up by Ballinger. And possession arrow.
How did he get so wide open? Carson must have fell asleep on that one.
For so long as well.
And he took Carson out as well.
Yeah, Carson's defense, not a feature of his game tonight, shall we say. Very poor.
from what I've seen tonight of Carson, I'm sure he'll be better. Not a Gordy fit player right now. Like, not the player that I'm used to seeing Gordy have in his program.
Hill to Foreman and knocks it down. 2 only, had a foot on the line. 99-76, 90 seconds left. Adelaide still lead by 1 in this quarter. Mitch Creek's just going to launch it quickly. And rebound controlled by the Hawks. They've got an opportunity here to take the lead in this quarter at least. Here's Demos, double team quickly, gives it up. Foreman, quick pass to Cooks. Cooks back to Foreman. Foreman, corner triple on the way. That's the back iron, no good. Offensive rebound, Brad Hill. Here's Cooks to Ballinger, jumper, and that's money, as Brad Rosen says. 99-7, 99-80.
Just like having Bruce Bolden in the corner there. That's not going anywhere but in.
So it's 19 now, 99-80. And Joey Rod saying move the ball. Here's Wilson, finds Gibson. Gibson launches a 3, that's no good. Creek tracks down the rebound. They double team him, he gives it to Gibson. Now Tees, now Wilson. 9 on the shot clock. Wilson crosses over. Still Wilson goes to the paint. Nice pass! What a play by Jamar Wilson. Found Creek. That was sensational. What a play. And he's been doing it all night long, guys.
Nice play.
It's 21-point difference now, which means Wollongong are actually 1 point up.
By 1, yeah.
So I don't know if they're going to be doing much about this. And
yeah, Joey's asking him to go after it. They managed to find Ballinger. Ballinger knocked out of bounds by BJ Anthony. 15 on the shot clock. Now Adelaide will get a chance at the last shot. So even though this is a blowout, everything
it just
counts.
makes it a bit interesting for the last 20-odd seconds.
It does. They lead by 22. Here's Hill. Hill inside to Luke Jameson, and he scores. So it's 101-81. So they're going to need to hit a 3. Joey Wright calls for time.
Well, a 2 will tie it for the quarter, and a 3 to win it.
Joey would be a diagram and a play for a 3.
Yeah, I reckon so too.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we're not going to be hard on Joey at all for calling a timeout in a blowout situation, because it is a tournament.
Yeah.
And the rules say it's a point. They're currently they're down by 2 points in the quarter. 16.5 seconds left. And Adelaide leading by 20, 101-81. Impressive performance tonight for the 36ers. Yes. Joey Wright diagrams the play, and they've already won the game, obviously, but so Brad having a conversation with the referees coordinator here just about Joey Wright's failure to get a technical.
Well, the only thing that I'll put it out, and I don't have a problem with the way they officiate with Joey. I do have a problem that Trevor got thrown out.
Yeah.
That's the problem I had with this scenario. And
consistency,
look,
Brad, once
Trevor
again.
was not in front of our bench. We're down on the other bench. Trevor was at the other end. I didn't see what he did. I couldn't hear it. But he was obviously, talking a lot. But I don't think it could have been much different.
Here's Gibson, has a 3. It's good! Adam Gibson hits a 3, and the Adelaide bench love that. There's still plenty of time. 12.7 seconds, 23-point lead.
Well, they got exactly what they wanted.
And here's Demos. Demos splits it. Demos throws it out, and he throws it away. So there you go, 6.3 seconds.
Way to execute Adelaide.
Yeah. Now Wilson, are they going to foul? Demos puts a body on him and fouls him with 2.3 seconds left. So that's a very unusual situation, of course, but down to the rules. And great play, great time out by Joey, and called the right play, and Adam Gibson hit the 3.
Some people are a bit stunned in the crowd thinking, why are you fouling when you're down by 23 with 2 seconds left?
And Jamar makes it 24.
Well, I think probably 90% of them don't know the points per quarter that is on offer.
And the other 10% want the dunk contest quicker.
So that game to start at 8:30. Probably running a bit late. It's already 8:15. Wilson makes both free throws. 106-81. And that's it. It's all over. The game is over, and the Adelaide 36ers have defeated the Wollongong Hawks in blowout fashion. It's Adelaide 106, Wollongong 81. A great bounce-back performance, Bruce Bolden.
I totally agree with you, and you know it just shows. I think it shows the character in Joey, and also shows the character in the Adelaide players. You know, they have a lot of pride, and they knew they were down on their performance yesterday, and you know they came out right from the start and made a statement that today's ball game is going to be totally different to yesterday's.
Yeah, I agree, and with Wollongong, look, this is not unlike Wollongong. Last year they were sitting in last spot with 10 weeks to go and made the playoffs. They'll be better. They'll just take a lot out of that. There's a few things. Larry Davidson makes a big difference for this team. He is a big key, so he's one that they'll miss. Yeah, there's some question marks on whether 2 point guards will be able to make it. I was a very, and still am a huge fan of Reece Martin. That is a massive loss for this ball club. But look, if anyone can put this group together, it's Gordy. He's an outstanding coach, arguably your best coach in the league. I mean, he was last year, but I'm just saying in general as well. Yeah. Look, he'll be fine, and the Wollongong Hawks will be fine. They're just going to have to put their stuff together and see which way they want to go. But all in all, good outfit, good win from Adelaide, and they move forward.
Okay, we're just going to quickly run through the final stats, and then we're going to sign off here. We only have about 15 minutes before the next game, which is New Zealand Townsville is set to begin. So Adelaide 106 points to Wollongong 81. Their 106 came on 43 of 89 shooting from the field, 48%, 29% from three-point range, 13 of 18 from the free throw line. They were led by Mitch Creek. Tremendous game, 27 points, 5 rebounds, 3 assists and a steal. Jamar Wilson was probably the best player on the court, 23 points, 8 rebounds, 7 assists, so close to a triple-double. Daquan Montreal, terrific game from him, 15 points and 4 rebounds. Adam Gibson, 13 points, 6 rebounds, 7 assists. So both Gibson and Wilson so productive in the backcourt. For Wollongong, tough night for their 3 players in double figures, led by Tyson Demos, who was 6 of 8 from the field. Hit 4 3-pointers from 4 attempts, impressive. He finished with 19 points and just a single rebound. Jaheed Carson started out like a house on fire, as Bruce Bolden said, but ended up with just 16 points and 6 turnovers, and that was a killer. And Gary Irvin had 12. Rebound count favoured Wollongong 39-38, but the really big stat, Wollongong 21 turnovers to Adelaide 11, and Adelaide 28 points off Wollongong's 21 turnovers, and they destroyed them points in the paint, 58-28. So Townsville already warming up on the court. So for all of you watching, if you want to switch right now to the next YouTube game, the game will be on obviously a different link. So switch over if you want to watch the final game of day 2 at the Blitz between New Zealand and Townsville. We will see you shortly. You're watching the NBL Blitz.